Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna. Today I'm going to bring you a tutorial on the books I've been creating for my granddaughter for her Elf on the Shelf. So I did it for my grandsons, and she is 8 years younger than the boys. So in 2021 I got her the girl elf. And so we have, and I made these this year. So we have 2021, 2022, 2023. And then I am going to be showing you the one for 2024 because I want it done by the time Christmas comes. So each one is designed with just pages big enough to hold a 4x6 photo. And this one here has extra little flips in it. And just a couple, just the first two sets of pages have the extra flips. So if you need extra pages, you can add them on. And so, yeah, so she's just had a very good time. And so all the little books here. And the fronts for these I created on the website for Elf on the Shelf. So if you go to the website, Elf on the Shelf, and I believe it's in the kids section. You can create these card fronts. But I just made them so that I could write a message to her and decorate the front of my cover, because I can't find any Elf on the Shelf decorative card stock. So that was 2021. We have 2022 in red and white. Merry Christmas, Brooklyn. We will see you next year. Love, Brooklyn Elf and Howard. So her elf, she named Brooklyn Elf after herself. And the boys' elf was named Howard. So I save, if I buy something, then I save the decorative packaging that I think I can use. And then these are also a pocket. So you can slide, here's a little note to her when they were leaving. So she just has fun with it. I do not do anything extremely mischievous with them. They might leave a little flour or cookie mix or something on the counter, but I do not do anything dirty. This is for her enjoyment, and so I keep it very clean, and I want it to be enjoyable for her. And so she gets both elves, and the boys like to still see what they've been up to. Even though they're older, they still get a kick out of watching her enjoy it. This one I added just a top of a Christmas card that I had in my stash. And then again, we're back to the greens for 2023 is green. And another little message to her. We had so much fun with you. We can't wait until next year. We love you so much. Brooklyn Elf and Howard. And all these little sticker-like things, you can add those in the card. You pick your background, and you pick what you want on it and what you want to say on it. Fairly simple to do. I just printed it and cut it down to size. And this is how they arrived this year when she got off the bus. This is what she's seen. So then she had breakfast. The elves made her breakfast, and I actually had the pancake pan that makes the elf faces. She baked cookies. So yeah, this year was a little bit shorter year than normal. I usually have quite a few extra pages, but this year was a little bit shorter. She was sick and in the hospital a couple times, so we didn't get them out early enough. So we're going to do a red one, red and white. So we are going to start. Let me set these aside out of my way. So we are going to start. Now I figured my size out from some of the scrap chipboard I had, and I thought that's easy size just to stick with. It's perfect for just photos. Nothing fancy, just photos. So I have two pieces cut at 6 1/4 by 4 1/2, and then I have one cut at 6 1/4 by 1 3/8 inches wide. So we are going to wrap those, and we're going to do it in the style that Tamara from Country Creation does. So this is scrap white cardstock. You can use 8.5 by 11. These pieces happen to be, I have two at 8 1/4 by 6 1/2. And one piece that is 8 1/4 by 5 3/8. I like on the spine to try to get 2 inches on each side. So we will go ahead and just wrap these. They're just a tiny bit shorter, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to wrap them and they'll be just fine. I'm using art glitter glue for these. So we're just going to get these fastened down. You could make these you could just use them for like any holiday pictures or any just album that you wanted to just have pictures in. So it's a fairly simple album. Now, the original 3 I did by using the scored hinge method. And this one I decided I thought it would be easier just to do the stacked hinge method. I haven't worked with that a lot, but I thought that would be a lot easier than doing all those tiny folds for the hinge, because I only leave 1/8 of an inch between each hinge. So I thought, man, that's a lot of 1/8 inch folding, and it got very difficult to fold them up. Not impossible, of course, because I managed to do it, but yeah, figured this would be a lot easier. And even though this is a little shorter on each side than what I normally would do, it is plenty to wrap around. Plenty. Dry a little bit. And then this one here. And this is textured cardstock, so I got my textured part on the back. And this will hold 8 pages. And so that is at least 16 pictures. And then you have your front and back cover on the inside that you could put a flip on, or like I showed you in the one book, that you can actually put flips on each page, because it's just pictures. There's no decorative elements, no thick elements that's gonna interfere with the thickness. So I'm gonna start kind of pressing these a little bit, and I want to get all of her Elf on the Shelf stuff done before Christmas. That's my goal, just so Christmas season, when it comes, I can just craft relaxingly. I enjoy doing all these things for her and her class and stuff, but does eat up a little bit of time, which is fine. So I thought, well, if I get it all done, then I'm not stressed. I'm not stressed about it when it comes time to have everything ready. So much more enjoyable doing a little bit at a time. And I have been doing crafty goals, so these things are part of my goals. So it kind of makes it fun. Just going to go around and make sure that I don't have anything sticking out very far there. I like this method. It lays very nice. I'm really pleased with my results from this method that she teaches, and they've been holding up very well. I haven't had any trouble with my projects holding up. So, and she designed it because she had a lot of older women that with arthritis and trouble with their hands and stuff. And so she came up with it because wrapping the whole albums, sometimes those long pieces, where you have to fold and fold and fold and fold. And then I've had some books that were, 30 some inches wide by the time you get them all done. So she came up with this fantastic idea, and I like it. I see a lot of, she's got a lot of her design staff that use it and stuff. But yeah, I think it's a perfect way to wrap and do the albums. So, but yeah. I have fun doing the Elf on the Shelf. It's just such a kick to see their little faces. And I know a lot of people say, oh, it's so much trouble. My daughter doesn't care to do it. So, but it's like, it's my thing. I want to do it for her, and I did it for the boys. So she's like, you're crazy. It's too much work, Mom. I'm like, no, it's not. It's joy. And this is something that she will remember, the rest of her life. So she enjoys it. It's just nice to see him smile. Like I said, I keep it very clean. I have seen some ideas on Pinterest that were just filthy. Just just disgusting. It's like, no, this is a children's thing. And, I don't understand why people have to do that. But, they do. They don't think. They just, think it's funny. And I'm sure to many, many people it is funny. But when I let my granddaughter get on Pinterest to look at things, she likes to look at different crafts that she wants, because I have a section just for her kids' crafts, and I got a section for like fingerprints and palm prints and stuff like that. And she likes to go on there and find things, and she puts them in those files. And then bows, hair bows. She's a little girl. She likes hair bows. So, and it's like, yeah, that's just what I need her. Because when she goes in my account, of course, because that's when she's putting the files in. And then the ideas pop up for me. And then she sees that. I don't need her seeing, that. So I find it quite offensive. But, that's just me, but it's like, I thought there was one place where I could go and search and find stuff where I wouldn't have to deal with that so much, but I guess there's not much of that anymore. Our innocence is gone. We don't allow for innocence anymore, but I grew up, and my gosh, I remember when I was little, and as I got older, watching like Ricky and Lucy and stuff, as they were older shows, but you'd catch the reruns, and for goodness sakes, Ricky and Lucy didn't even share a bed, So, we have changed so drastically in our society, but got to protect the little ones, got to protect their innocence. So, all right, so that's our 2 front and back covers, and then we have our spine here. So enough of my complaining and moaning about things. I'm sorry. Y'all didn't tune in to hear that. And I'm just flexing the cardstock here to get it broken in. And this cardstock I'm using is American Craft cardstock. I don't usually have too much trouble with it cracking or anything. It's not impossible, but it seems to work pretty good for me. And I think a lot of it, too, depends on the the time of year it is. Right now we're in winter, so it's a little drier, but it's not terrible, you know. It is not terrible. And my craft room is one of the cooler rooms in the house. But summertime you got a little bit more moisture, but I don't seem to have too much trouble with cracking of it. But we do the same thing here. I'm gonna just kind of trim them down a little bit. So just so they're not hanging over. Now I like to get a good 2-inch edge off of my spine for this, so it has a good positioning. We're going to come in and we're going to push this in here, flat up against that. Do the same here. I'm just pushing it in. Then I'm going to come in, I'm going to lay just a light bead of glue right along that edge there. And there. And I'm going to grab my scrap piece here, just so I don't end up with a lot of glue squeeged out onto my table there. And then I set my stuff in it with my white cardstock and get it all looky. Just like that. Okay. We're going to put these down. Oh, yeah, see, I picked up a little bit of that ink off of there. So yeah, so I'm going to work on a bunch of different up on a shelf things and get those done. Perfect. Okay. And I'm going to get longer scissors here. Paper scissors, and I'm going to trim this off like so. That one looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit here. I want this so it doesn't stick up above the edge of the other cardstock, but I don't want it too short. There we go. I think we're good. So now this lays like that, and we bring our other pieces into it. Let me get all these scraps out of the way here. So I'm going to stay about 1/8 of an inch, probably closer to 1/4 of an inch away from this edge here when I do this. So I'm going to run my glue because it will squeeze out. So I'm about 1/4 of an inch away, and I'm just going to lay glue all the way around like so. And then this one's going to go up here, and I'm going to keep it about 1/8 of an inch away from that other, away from my spine. I'm going to press it down. I like about 1/8 of an inch. I think she goes a little bit closer, but I like the 1/8 of an inch. That works good for me. I'm going to spin this around. I'm going to do the same thing again, about 1/4 of an inch away. Allowing for some squeezing. If you do get any glue out through that edge near your spine, then you want to wipe that up right away. Okay. And again, we're going to do the same thing. Bring this in. I'm going to go about 1/4 of an inch to about 1/8 of an inch in here. I'm just eyeballing it. There we go. Got a little bit of glue right there. I can see. There we go. A little bit right there. I'm going to come in here and press that down like so. Double check it. Squeezing glue. Okay. Now I do see just a little tail sticking off of there, so I'm gonna get the smaller scissors, I guess, and nip that off. I don't want that sticking above there. There we go. All right, and then have a piece of the same cardstock, and this is 6 1/8 inch high by 10 3/4 inch wide. It should span this pretty good. I wanted to cut it long so I could adjust it. Oops. You can see this one is sticking out a little bit high there too, so let me see if I can trim that off there. Nice and neat. This is easiest to do it now. Okay, the others are good. Okay, so this will almost cover the whole thing there. I'm just going to do like a 1/16 of an inch edge. So I'm going to mark this with a pencil and take off about 1/8 of an inch. I wanted to leave it just a little bit long. I can always cut it short, but I didn't want to have to cut another whole piece if I cut it too short. So on my other ones, once I got my spine together, that covered the center. And then all I had to do is put on my regular cardstock. But this one, I need to cover that whole thing. So that's what we're going to do. Again, this is 6 1/8 inch high. And I started with 10 3/4 inch wide and cut it down a little bit. So start with a little extra and then retrim it to fit the area. I knew the height would fit perfect. So I just wanted to make sure I had enough and didn't shorten myself, although there's a little bit of room there if I did. It's not, wouldn't be too bad, but okay. I'm going to come right up to there. There we go. This is such a nice little project, and it does go together for fairly quickly. And it didn't take me very long to actually come up with it. Like I said, I built 3 of them for her before the end of last Christmas, during the Christmas season, because I thought I thought about just taking it and putting them all the pictures on Walgreens and doing a book through that. And I thought, you know what, this would be much easier. I can keep up with it. I don't have to wait years and years to get enough to fill, a 20-page book. And she will enjoy it so much more. And so that's what I decided to do. And that's why I came up with that. And she did enjoy it. And I put her goodbye letters and stuff in there. Those end up being little pockets too. Each one of those has a pocket in it. All right, so for the spine, I'm going to set this aside to dry here a second. For the spine, I have 4 pieces. They're all 6 inches high. And then my first piece is 1 5/8. And on the 1 5/8, you're going to score at 3/4 and then again at 7/8. Okay, so you'll have 1/8 of an inch gusset there. On your next piece, these are all 6 inches again. It's 1 7/8 inches wide. You're going to score at 3/4 and at 1 1/8. Okay, so you'll have just a little bit wider there, so they'll sit into each other. Your next piece is 2 1/8 by 6 inches. You're going to score 3/4 again, and then 1 3/8. Your last piece is 2 3/8 inches wide by 6, and you're going to score at 3/4 and 1 5/8. That gives you 3/4 on each side. Tails, 3/4 on each side. Okay, so those are my. All right, so now we're just going to place these together. Now I did put a dot to center each one. And the first one I didn't. The one that is, I don't know what's the first one. Where did it go? Where did it go? Yeah, I lost it. Well, heavens to Betsy. Anyway, the first one I didn't put a mark on. It's just got the 1/8 of an inch all by itself. The second one is got a 3/16 inch mark at the top and the bottom. The third one has a 5/16 inch, so you go on 5/16 and make your marks. And then this one has 7/16 to make a center mark. And this one has none. So we're just going to line these up. And then I will just glue. Hi, Bella. Bella is my little weenie dog. She's come in and touched my leg. So, but my husband is out there. He can handle anything Bella needs. So I'm just gonna, nope, you go, Dad. Okay. Whoa. So I can kind of tell too by the amount I've got on each side there. So. Here we go. Make a little, just kind of press that down a little bit, like so. Okay. Then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put, you can use tape. I'm just not a tape girl. I do sometimes use a little tape, but not very much. Not a lot of tape. I've had so many projects that the tape has dried out in. And so I just worry about that. People getting their item and it drying out. And, you know, it's nothing they did wrong, but it's like, I know glue's going to adhere directly with the thing, so then I feel a little bit more assured that it will stay together a little better. So and I'm just going to go through here, press it down a little bit. There we go. And then the last one. So we got 6 there. And you can see it goes together pretty good. Pretty easy. There we go. And we're going to center this one again. I can see my score lines pretty good. I really don't need the dots. I can see the score lines pretty good. And I can also see my edge there to make sure that it's pretty good. There we go. Like that. I have this. This isn't part of her countdown or anything. This is, not her countdown, part of her fun, but I'll give this to her. They will leave this for her under the Christmas tree when they have to leave on Christmas Eve. And I've kind of got it set up so that it kind of tells her the story. So like this one says, we are back for more fun to make you giggle and smile. We will only be here for a short while. Then away we will go off into the night, into your memories for the rest of your life. Brooklyn, Elf, and Howard. So each of the covers kind of tells a little story to make her aware that it's a kind of a game thing. And but she is still at the age where she believes, and that is fine. I just want to soften the blow for when she when it comes out that you know, that it was a fun thing. So I hate to destroy make their memories sad. I hate that sad ending, you know, when they stop believing in Santa Claus, and of course she knows about Jesus, and that's what the season is all about. But we also want her to enjoy in the other holiday things too, so she gets both. So now I'm going to attach this to the center there, and we're just going to keep moving right along. Can't believe we're already a half hour into this. That's crazy. Okay, I'm just going to leave. Should almost line up with the top and bottom of the cardstock we just put on. We're going to have about 1/4 of an inch or so on each side. I'm going to just press that down. It looks pretty even to me. There we go. I'm going to give that a good press. We're going to set that aside a second, and we'll go ahead and go over our next steps. So I have cut out of 8.5 by 11 sheets. I have cut 4 pieces of red. And this is a Recollections cardstock. And this is cranberry. It's out only during Christmas. So, and I bought 1 pack and wish I would have bought several more because I do like this red, this deeper red. So I even went online and I can't find it. So, but just regular red cardstock will work too. But I know I used this for my other ones. So I wanted to kind of keep them matching. So again, you are going to cut these at, let me see if I wrote it. I did write it down. They are 6 1/8 by 8.5. So we're going to keep the 8.5 edge and cut it 6 1/8 on the 11-inch side. And then you will have some scraps, but we're going to use those too. So on the 8.5-inch side, you're going to score at 4 1/4. So you're going to score 4 red, again 6 1/8 high by 8.5 inches long, scoring at 4 1/8, and we're going to score 4 white, 4 1/4. Okay, so you got 4 red, 4 white. Those are our pages. In addition to that, we have 4 other pieces of red, and this is from the scraps. These are cut at 4 3/8 inches wide by 6 1/8 inch high. So 4 of those in red or green or whatever color you want your cover to be. And those are going to go on the front cover and the inside covers. So that gives us just a little edge of white. So we're going to go ahead and glue those down. And you can do, like I said, you can do these whatever color you want. You can do them in decorative cardstock. But if you're going to do decorative cardstock too, you got to remember that it's going to create thickness. So I wouldn't bulk up, but you could use the decorative cardstock as your pages and everything, you know. So you wouldn't have to use a base color and then do decorative cardstock on top of it. You could just use the decorative cardstock as your pages. So I just, because I didn't allow a lot of room for thickness, you know, but it's plenty of room just for photos. But if you want to, oh man, if you want a book that gives a lot of, grab this felt I got sitting here. You want a book that gives a lot of room for decorations, then this probably wouldn't be the book. If that doesn't dry nice, well, I'll probably put something over top of it, but it's art glitter glue, so it typically dries pretty good. but hoping. I'm going to put my thing on there. She covered. And then this does about 1/4 of an inch. So this is cut out. What is this one? This one is, oh, it's on the back. 5 3/4 by 4 inches wide. So 5 3/4 by 4 inches, and it gives you a bigger red band there. So we're going to go ahead and put that on. And double check to make sure you got it going on the right side. So this is where my book closes like this, so I know it's right. There we go. About 1/4 of an inch. There we go. You could decorate around it a little bit on the outside if you wanted to. I didn't on her book because it's for her. So she gets a, which she doesn't, but get rough with stuff, but well, she did. I know it could take it. All right. So I'm just going to kind of pinch these up here, get them out of my way a little bit. There we go. Then these go on the inside. Inside, back, and front cover. In addition to that, you could add a flip on each one of these, like I said, or an additional pocket. But each page is going to be a pocket. So, let's see here. Just like that. Okay. And then I think maybe this year, well, I don't know. I thought about maybe just getting the pictures and having her help me decorate it. Maybe, I'm not sure. And then leaving her a note, I'm not sure. I think she liked the surprise of that they left her something, and they usually do leave her something, you know. So, and I've already got her ornament, her elf ornament. And let's see if I got that right here. Oh, yes I do. Yeah, I got her this one. And I got this one on eBay. So it doesn't have a year on it, which is nice. So then, so I have that for her already. I start looking now because I don't want to be rushed. I don't want to be rushed going, oh, I don't have this. So, all right. So now we can start putting our pages together. Let me get these up here a little bit. Just working a little bit. Oh, I didn't cut a piece for my spine. This is what I had left in my scraps. So I should maybe cut a little bit different. I would have had enough. But I got my paper right here. So I got to just do my spine. Before I forget. So I want a piece that is 1 1/4. So I'm just going to slice 1 1/4 inch off of here. 1 1/4. I kept looking at it thinking, I know I'm forgetting something. Something. There we go. This should be good. Yep, 1 1/4. I'm just going to make a little tick mark here, and we'll just, should be like 6, I think. Let me see here. Yeah, right there. I believe it's 6. Oh, I cut it too short. I need a 6 and an 8. 1 1/4. Let's try this again. Sorry about that. Should have known that. All right. This should be good. There we go. So we're going to put that on there. And on my Cricut, because I don't have dies big enough with numbers, but you could write it on too with art, with some stickles or something like that, or use stickers. I know even Dollar Tree carries the number stickers. I just happened to cut mine out on my Cricut. So, and I did it in just the white cardstock, and it's just 2024. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and glue those on right now. 2024. Make sure I got the textured part facing up. Easy on the ones that have to face a direction, but there we go. That looks good. So, and I believe these are 1 inch. I'm pretty sure that's what I set it at, is 1 inch. But I will check here in a second, just to make sure. Yes, 1 inch. So like I said, you could use stickers, you could use your Cricut, you could use stickles, you could use markers, whatever you have that you have access to. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Hobby Lobby and them, they have a lot of choices for their number stickers and stuff. So there we go. So we got that on there. All right. There. 2024. Oh, I didn't. I just glued them upside down. Dag nabbit. Sure did. Well, I guess I'll be doing that again. Sorry, guys. I just happened to look, and I usually double check that too. I must have flipped my book upside down. So how you fix this is first you peel it off. Then I will cut another spine piece and cover that up. Glue that down. And then later on, I will see, we all make mistakes. So don't think that if you make a mistake, it's the end of the world, because it's not. We can fix it. We can fix it. Sure can. One and a quarter by 6 1/8. Yep. So we all make mistakes. So don't think that just because you make a mistake that it's the end of the world. It's not. We can fix it. We can fix it. So I will just tap this with an extra one. And then I will recut my numbers on my Cricut, and it'll all be fine. So we'll do this right now. And then later on tonight, I will start up my computer over there and redo my thing there. Okay, so for the pages, we start in the back. And we fold each one. And I want to make sure that they line up good. So fold each one like this. And burnish. And I just double check and make sure they line up so that when I go to put them on there, they are squared. It's just easier to do it now than go, oh, it's not going on right. So now my hinges on this are extra long. My other books, they were only 1/8 of an inch. So it was easy to glue them on. But I thought, I almost wish wanted a longer hinge, but then if you keep the full, if you close up the full thing, then you have a smaller pocket. So I have an idea, and we'll see if it works out. If worst case scenario, it will just be a smaller pocket. But I'm going to try to keep as much pocket space as I can, and we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so I'm going to get this done and make sure I have textured out. This is not textured. The other cardstock is not textured. So, but it doesn't matter because, you know, you're going to cover almost the whole thing with your picture. So you're just going to have a small bit showing. So let me start here. I'm going to start here with my red. No, I'm not. It wouldn't, I don't think it, I think it ends up right, but okay. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to glue my back on first. So I will have a tiny bit, as you can see, showing above and below there. Let me move it in just a bit here. There we go. So you can see there's a little bit hanging over, and I want to glue this almost all the way down on the hinge, but not quite, okay? So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to put glue like a good 3/4 of that hinge on the back side, okay? I'm going to bring this in, and I can see by how far down it is on there. I can see I'm not all the way down because I have it up just a little bit, maybe like a 1/16 of an inch. So I'm going to press that on, just like that. Now, for this part here, I am going to just put a bead of glue right on this very edge. So when I slide something in and out of this pocket, it's going to still be wide because it'll only be glued just a little bit here, okay? So I'm going to put it this way so maybe you can see better. And watch the tip of my thing here. It's going to be, let me bring you in closer yet. I want you to get a good view of what I'm thinking here. Okay. So I'm going to stay just beyond the red there. Where the red is, I'm going to stay in just a little bit from that because I know that's where my paper is going to fall when I close it, see? So I want to stay just above that, just a little bit. And if glue squeezes out, that's fine. I can wipe it off. But what I'm trying to do is save as much of that pocket as I can. Okay? I'm going to close this and go like that. Let me get a napkin here. Towel. Just a little piece of paper towel. A little squeezed out. That's fine. And I'm going to press on this to get that good and sealed. I should put my bottom in there too. So let me double check. Yep, this is my top. So I'm going to put just a little bead of glue in this one right now because I forgot to do it before I closed it up. Okay. So the next one I will do that. Okay. So we got that. Woo. Oh, things are getting fussy. Okay. Next is a white. So again, I'm going to flip this over, and from the inside edge, I'm going to do about 3/4 of the way. So about 1/2 inch because it's a 3/4 inch spine there, right? Okay. We are going to slide this on, match it up with my red edge there. Trying to get it down there just a little bit. Just from the top of the, just a smidge. Just a smidge. Okay, got it. Okay. We're gonna get that down. Bring this over here. White to make sure I don't have any glue. There we go. Come back in here. Again, just about a 1/16 of an inch above that other one where it's attached. We're going to go like that. Push, push, push. Okay. There we go. I like that. Okay. Back to red. Open this up. Okay. And it's just going to repeat like this. And it's kind of hard to see that. Let me stick the red under there maybe. I don't know. It's kind of hard to see that. All right. Flip this over. Like so. Okay. Okay. Open this up. And just stay. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? All right, so I'm going to do it on this one because I forgot to do it on my last one. A little bit of glue at the bottom. Seal up this book like so. Go in and add glue in the white one. I've made these quite a while back, so it's like starting from new, trying to remember what you did, you know, because I didn't do a tutorial on these at the time. Otherwise, I'd just follow a tutorial, right? Okay. Let's get that one. Okay. White. So we're going to go like that. All right. And there's only 8 altogether, so that gives you 16 photos with that. It gives you your pockets. Again, about a 1/16 of an inch off that edge down here. You can see it. There's just a little bit sticking out on each end. Okay, like so. All right. Wipe that glue up. A little extra glue. Okay, run a band of glue up here, like so. Okay, it's about 1/8 of an inch. And then along the bottom here, just off the bottom. Okay. Very nice. Back to red. But as you can see, it goes fairly quickly. Fairly quickly. Bring my card in. Come on. Trying to make it equal on the top and the bottom. My glue is grabbing pretty good. did, which is nice. Well, my glue to grab good, but let me get it set in there first, right? Okay. Here we go. Okay. And then again, right along here. Along the bottom here. Seal it up. Okay. White. And you know, this is for her, so if it's a little off here and there, I'm not going to sweat it because she's not going to know the difference. She's going to be looking at all her pictures and thinking back throughout the season what had they were up to, and you know, the fun she had, and so that's what's important. And then she'll have these, and maybe someday show her own little kids, right? Okay, there we go. Oops. Down along the bottom there. That little glob there. I don't want that much there. That will really squeeze all over the place. Okay. And last but not least, here we go. Oh, two more. Two more. Okay. All right. Oh, one red and one white. I just wanted to go with the natural colors because they are red and white, and you know, so I thought, well, I'm going to go with the natural colors for them. And I think they turned out cute. So, and it was easy too with the going into the Elf on the Shelf website. And then those colors went along pretty good with everything, so worked out well. I tried to think of other, I mean, I searched and searched and searched for Elf on the Shelf, like papers and things like that, and I just was beside myself because I thought, that's what I want to decorate with, you know, that's what it's about. That's what the story is for her. So then I went on the website and seen, this one's just a bit crooked. Seeing the cards, I thought, well, maybe I can just create it on cards, and so it ended up working out pretty good. I could choose the stickers and stuff like that, so it worked out pretty good. Good enough. It worked out good enough. And one more. All right. Here we go. Okay. And it will lay pretty flat. You know, it's got some spring to it, but it's not awful. It's not awful. Okay. Last one. And just along here. Right in that general area. Down along the bottom edge. Okay. And that is it. So then all I will do is all I have to do is come in, and the pictures will fit perfect on there. So you'll have just a tiny bit of decorative edge for each one. You can see that. And oops, I'm sorry. Let me bring you back out here. I'm sorry. There. So a picture will fit on there perfect. Just perfect. And I mean, if you look at that, you can see that you still have some. It's got to be broken in. It's stiff yet. But once this is broken in a little bit, and you can see the pockets on there. Let me try the first one. I don't think I can get a full picture in there, but you can get pretty close. So you might have to cut something down a little bit, but usually on all pictures there's room to trim it down. But so you can easily get, you know, stuff slid in there. But yeah. So that is it. So now all I have to do is maybe add a couple tags for notes for her in the top. Print her pictures, add them. And if I need more room, so now if you want to add a flip, you would cut your pieces at 4.5 inches wide by 6 1/8 inch high. So it'd be the same height as this, 4.5 inches wide, and then score 1/2 inch. You're going to glue your 1/2 inch edge. Let me show you this one. I think this is the one with the flips. So you will glue. Is this the one with the flips? No, hang on. I'm finding the one with the flips. This one. Okay. So you glue so that they flip out. And by being just a little bit smaller, they are about 1/8 of an inch from the edge there. You see that? So that they easily flip out and they don't get caught. So again, that measurement would be 4.5 inches wide by 6 1/8 inch high. So same height as your regular, your page, sorry. And then score on 1/2 inch and burnish that, and then glue that down like here and here so that they would open out. So at this time, I'm not going to add any of those because I don't know if I'm going to need them. I probably will need, just depends on how many days I do it. I don't always do 24 days because I do a countdown too. So I'm going to just kind of leave it as this with 16 pages. And then I can also add something on each of these pages too. So that is it. So thank you for following along. I hope you give it a try. Like I said, you do not have to do Elf on the Shelf. This could be just a nice little photo book. So as always, thank you for joining in. I wish you and your family many, many blessings. And until the next time, I hope you have a great night. See ya.